Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Cameron Walks video. Right here in this video you're seeing me packing up all my belongings to get ready for a 6-day trip all by myself through 3 different states. I'll be staying in the van and taking y'all along with me. I'll have a new video every 2 weeks. That's going to be a new day of the trip. So for the next 12 weeks I'll be uploading videos from this trip. I hope that y'all are as excited as I am for me to share this time with you. It was a very transformative and fun experience in my life. I learned a lot about solo traveling and just being with myself and being calm and present and in the moment. So I'm excited to share that with y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Stick around to the very end. I know it's a little bit of a long one, but it's worth it in my opinion. Alright guys, so I'm packed up, I'm ready to go. My first ever solo van trip. Got wood, shovel, buckets, bag, tools, survival kit, sleeping bags, blankets, chairs. Propane's good. Got everything else fully stocked up and packed, ready to go. All my blankets, pillows. It's time to make my first ever trip. I'm very excited yet kind of nervous, but I guess we can only see what happens. Okay, I'll take y'all along for the ride and check in at all my destinations. Right now I'm gonna go get a oil change and the brake fluid flush, because I just want to make sure that everything is good and ready for the road trip. I'm going to be driving this thing for a good 7 hours today after I get done with there. And yeah, so let me get there, do that, and then we'll be on the road. Made it to Firestone. Alright, so I freaking went to the Firestone and they told me that they would be seeing me in under an hour, because I went from one Firestone to go to another because the other one said it would be over an hour. So the one I went to that said that they could do it in under an hour, it ended up taking 3 hours to fully get seen. God damn it, a banana just fell. I had it hung up on a hook, a bushel of them. Anyways, it ended up taking me over 3 hours to get seen and fully taken care of at that Firestone. So I'm getting a way later start in the day than I anticipated, which sucks, but whatever. It is what it is. You have to roll with the punches, I guess. All right, so got a little bit of lunch, 2 tacos, or 1 taco from Taco Bell, and a burrito. And I'm filling up gas right now, as you can see, and then I am on the road. I'm heading straight shot there. Only stop is for peeing.
Knocking in and out.
Yeah, they're on the wall.
Just really mailing it in.
There was a wood carving on the wall of our house that said "No frowns on the cum farm," and you know it's just true. You can't frown.
I like the one that says like 11 days no injury on the cum farm. You have.
So it turns out that along my route, we're literally right off the exit, 3 minutes off of the highway that I'm on, is the birthplace of Elvis Presley. So I'm just gonna go ahead and visit it. I'm not a huge Elvis Presley fan. I think he stole a lot from the blues music and black culture a lot, and their performers and performances, but I'm gonna check out the Elvis Presley house, you know, why not? I'm here. I'm never gonna pass through here again, most likely. So yeah, I'm gonna check this place out. Why not? All right, we're here at the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Yeah. I'm guessing that this is his car or something. Pretty sick. Plymouth. So I got lost looking for the house, and then I asked some dude for help, and he said, "It's so small you might have missed it, but that's it, right there. That is the house." That's pretty crazy.
He was able to continue, even though Elvis kept saying, "I'm done with you, I've had enough." And he said, "Well, that's okay, that's the way you want it."
So,
And he could just convince him that the whole gig was that Elvis wanted to go overseas and do live shows.
pretty cool. That's the original house too. I'm pretty sure it's what I just read online. It's not replicated or anything. And there is the chapel. I guess maybe this was the church that he went to whenever he was younger. Okay, yeah, this was his childhood church. That is a tiny little church, huh? Oh, I guess they still do services. There's an outhouse. All right, well, I'm gonna get back on the road. Took a pee over there behind that gate because I couldn't find a bathroom and I really had to go. Sorry, Elvis. Hope y'all enjoyed checking out the Elvis area. Shout out to Elvis. All right, we made it to Tennessee. Welcomes me. Thank you, Tennessee. Welcome to Tennessee. All right, guys, I made it. I couldn't find the road at first, and I kept passing it up, but it turns out this road is made out of grass. That's why I didn't see it. Yeah, it's a little sketchy. This was first time camping alone, especially in a place that's kind of off-grid like this. But you know what? We're here for experiences. I'm probably just gonna stay in the van tonight, not even get out and do a fire or anything because I haven't been able to see the area during the daytime and catch my surroundings well, so yeah. Alright guys, I made it. I am in my parking spot for the night. Just making sure there's no snakes or anything. You can see the lake from right there. I'll definitely do some more exploring in the morning. There's seems to be people's houses over there, so I don't want to be too loud. And it's definitely very secluded out here. I just heard someone close their car door and drive off from over there, so it's real quiet. You can hear everything. I'm parked out of the way of the trail, but easy enough to where if I need to escape quick, I can back up right there and just pull forward and go that way. But yeah, I'm gonna maybe make some dinner. I don't even know if I'll eat dinner, but I'm just gonna chill out, read a book maybe. I hope that there's no problems with sleeping here. I think I'll be good, but you never know. Alrighty, I'm gonna make myself some dinner. Go with some beans and soup, Mediterranean style soup. Definitely a little creepy and secluded out here, but it also is close enough to cars or whatever that I could yell and scream if I needed to, so that's good. I have to go turn on the gas. Taking it with me just as a peace of mind. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely creepy. Being out alone, you know, it'd feel a lot more safe with a friend, or, I mean, Mia isn't gonna. I'd have to be the protector there, but I guess just having someone makes it feel a little bit more safe. Oh, I should have brought a long lighter. All I have is these tiny baby lighters. God damn. God damn, man. Fucking dumbass. Should have brought a long lighter. There we go. Alright. So I'm gonna put in some beans in my body. A little bit of pepper. Garlic powder. I mainly brought Mexican spices, and this is a Mediterranean dish, so didn't think that through too much. Oh well, it'll be okay. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Just a little baby spoon. Mix this up in here. Tastes pretty good. I was gonna eat out of a bowl, but I figured, you know what? Now thinking I'll just eat straight out of this. One less dish. Alright, time for dinner. It's pretty good. I wish this table was up higher, like 2 inches. Or the seat was lower. One of the two. I was thinking as I drove over here for the past 6-7 hours, everything is so far apart. Like cars and stuff we have to travel so far just to get to certain things or whatever, which makes sense for landmarks and stuff like lakes and whatnot. But a lot of people are in commutes to go to jobs or stuff like that. Whenever we could make things more centralized and local and really reduce a lot of the environmental effect of cars that we're having on the planet. And I think like cities that you drive through on the side of the highway that are just like, you know, one of those cities you pass through and it's gone in a second. And it's like, those cities could be thriving as communities, but instead they're basically just a throughway to go to a bigger city to do more industrial work or whatever. And I really think that, you know, like big corporations have ruined the small cities and the small scale communities. And this is why people are so like obsessed with the news and, you know, people coming to take their jobs and blah blah blah, because we created these roadways and these systems and these businesses and this type of structure that really separates us all. And a community-driven world is what we need. I was talking with my neighbor last night, and I was pitching the idea of communities, and he knows, I've talked to him about it before a couple times, and he was just saying it'll never work because of human greed. There will be one person that's just greedy and tries to take over. And he said also, just think about like the people that are lazy, like, but they're kind of assholes too at the same time. Like people who, you know, middle class people who make enough money that they don't really care too much about anything. They don't try to, you know, help others out, fight for any kind of movement. They make their money, and then they go home and do whatever it is they do. You know, whether it be collect Star Wars figurines and build those all day. That doesn't mean they're a bad person or they're evil or they're greedy or anything like that. They just kind of don't want to deal with it. They don't want community to thrive. It's kind of an inconvenience to them. They like this system. And I'm trying to think of a way to incorporate a community style living, but kind of weed out those types of people. But I don't know what would happen. I don't know if those people would need to stay in a community like I don't know, like America already is, kind of a capitalistic structured community. I think we could create communities. Like I know my neighbor was saying yesterday, it's just not possible. It's a pipe dream. You know, it's something that you can wish and wish and wish, but it won't happen. But I think it really can happen. It may not be able to happen in America because if you create a community in America, we've seen it in the past. Obviously cults, literally like the Jim Jones and stuff like that. Those are cults, but most other communities or whatever, they'll get thrown into that same category just because they're doing something different than the status quo. And so it's hard to grow here in America because you get labeled as a loony or a crazy camp or whatever. And so maybe it's something that needs to be done outside of America in a smaller scale country. But then that makes me think, like, okay, well, I don't want to be, an American going over to these countries, taking their land and buying it to build communities or whatever, because then they'll look at it as if I'm ruining the economy there and everything like that. But that's not how I'm thinking of it at all. So maybe they would understand, and maybe public relations could happen. But yeah, I was just thinking that as I drove here, it's just like everything's so spread apart. We spend so much time in our cars, and I really think that cars make you like. I was driving here and I saw this field with a old payphone in the field, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool. Like, wish I could. It was too late. Like, I had already passed it. There was cars behind me and stuff like that. But I was thinking, like, I could stop and take a video there or whatever. It'd look cool. Or just go check out that field. It looked cool to me. And we miss a lot of things from driving in cars. We miss scenery that otherwise we're just like, it's just that. That's why these small towns don't build up anymore. You see all these old, like, just think of an old small town. Like a small town that used to be able to have mom and pop shops and people would actually shop there and stuff like that. Now there's Amazons and UPSs and USPSs and FedExes delivering all the stuff to them, so no one goes and builds up their small little city or community anymore. It's being torn down by capitalists. Like, it's ruining the small aspect of community. America kind of was community at a point. Granted, I feel like it's karma because we came over to this land and destroyed small communities. We destroyed communities like the Native Americans who were here before us and wiped them out with disease, even killing them, our army killing them, stacking their bodies high and burning them or burying them in mass graves. And so maybe we're getting our karma. Not that it's my fault or anyone's fault who's living here currently. That's not us who did it 200 years ago, but what comes around goes around. We are the people, the descendants of the people who came and killed so many people that could have been had legacies to move on and grow and own their land, and we gave them a little piece of land in comparison to the rest of the United States and called that, that's it. Maybe give them a college scholarship or whatever. And maybe what we're going through is karma for that, and that makes sense. But I think after that reckoning happens, we need to learn from the people that we took this land over, see how they were living in small, tight-knit communities, learning and growing together, growing crops. And they had to hunt back then. I don't think we need to hunt now. We know a lot more. We have a lot more knowledge about things that we can plant and grow that can completely nourish us without killing animals, because animals are on a decline, man. Think about all the bison that probably used to roam the land in the Americas. Think about them now with all the cities and all the roads and everything, like deers crossing roads and people hitting them. That didn't used to happen. There didn't used to be roads. Deers have had the same routes for hundreds of years that they've learned to avoid specific predators and stuff, and now those routes lead straight through roads, which causes them to die and get hit, which causes us to get hurt. And I think we should have never created roadway systems like that. I think we should have continued in I think we should have done it in another way. I think slower means of transporting ourselves across on land is okay. I don't think we need to be able to get places in 10 hours or whatever. I think it'd be cool if I would have took this 8-hour road trip or 7-hour road trip on a bike, it would have taken me like probably a month or something, but I would have been able to stop and look at things like that payphone I was saying, camp in that field where the payphone was at. Other things along the way. There would be a lot more community along paths because we'd let people into our homes or let people camp on our properties and whatnot. And I think that would be something that would be a lot more beneficial for the human psyche and the human community and the earth, our habitat as a whole. Just things I was thinking about on the way here. Nothing's probably going to come of it because we're so far ahead, but I do want to have communities one day and maybe implement some of these ideas. Obviously, we can't be no car forever. It's just, you kind of have to get with the program of the world, but for small scale travel and things like that within communities, and if you had neighboring cities and stuff to the communities, take your bikes, take your electric vehicles as they get better technology over time. You know what I mean? Like we have devices and means of transportation besides cars, and I think that's something that would be cool to implement in a community. Anyways, these Mediterranean beans are really good. I'm going to put up this table, pull out the bed, journal, and read. Alright, got the bed set up. I don't know why, but the fan stopped working. Let's figure that out. What's up, guys? I'm just chilling, reading a little bit before bed. But I was reading through this passage of this book, A Path with Heart, by Jack Kornfield. And I read this part, and I thought that it's something that resonates with me and can resonate with the rest of the world, really. Here we go. It is possible to speak with our heart directly. Most ancient cultures know this. We can actually converse with our heart as if it were a good friend. In modern life, we've become so busy with our daily affairs and thoughts that we have forgotten this essential art of taking time to converse with our heart. When we ask it about our current path, we must look at the values we have chosen to live by. Where do we put our time, our strength, our creativity, our love? We must look at our life without sentimentality, exaggeration, or idealism. Does what we are choosing reflect what we most deeply value? I like that. Here, I'm going to read this one last part, too. It's a question. It's about a path, talking about what path you're choosing in life. Does this path have a heart? If it does, the path is good. If it doesn't, it is of no use. I think this is a good book for everyone to read, first of all, but I think this message right here on this page is something that the whole world can take into account, as we all kind of are forced to, at least in the West over here in modern day time, and honestly throughout the East, even in India and everything, people are kind of forced to choose a job, whether it be an engineer, a doctor, someone who designs houses, anything. And are these paths what you really truly want, or is it a path to make you money? Is it a path to please the society that we live in? And are you truly happy with this path? I think it's a good question. I think it also can be, are you happy with the people that you're hanging out with? Are you happy, with the things that you're doing with your free time? Are you happy with like this? Or does it have a heart? Does it bring you full happiness and fulfillment? Does it love you back as you want to be loved? Does it, whatever it may be that you're going through in your life, I think that it's good to ask yourself this question. And as far as the passion or the paragraph speaking about talking directly with your heart, and us being so busy in modern day times, it's so true. Like, we are so, I was just writing in my journal. This is the first week I've had alone with myself in probably 10 plus years. I mean, I hit 15, 16 years old, and I was hanging out with my friends every night, skipping school or coming home and sneaking out and going hang out with friends. Weekends always over at friends. Then I got in a relationship when I was 16 with Mia, my fiance. I love her to death, but we've been together ever since then, like all the time, 24/7 after high school. Like, this is the first time I've really sat with myself, and I think everyone needs to do that every now and then. We're so caught up in our jobs, our schooling, our loved ones, our family, our children, our friends. No one ever sits and talks to themselves or writes to themselves or journals. Maybe you give yourself that 20 minutes in the morning, have a tea or a coffee and do a journal or whatever. But this week, I'm wanting to really like dive into myself and find out more about myself, meditate, do things like that. How often is it that you get a week to do stuff like this? And I really think each and every one of us should take a week every year to do something on our own. I think this is going to be a good transformative week for me. And I'm already feeling the effects of it on the first night. Yeah, I'm a little sketched being out here by myself. I hear everything outside, from a bird rustling through the leaves to coyotes howling, dogs barking, wild dogs, stray dogs, whatever, to, whatever. But yeah, it may be a little scary, but it's also like kind of, there's something weird and freeing about feeling so vulnerable and out here. I don't know. I think it'll be a good week. I'm excited to go to the different places that I'm going to. I think it'll be a good week. And I just wanted to share this piece of message in the book that I was reading. I'm gonna finish reading this chapter, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed. It's almost 10 o'clock now. I got a timer set for 6:30 because the sun rises at 6:56. And then I'm gonna go on a little hike in the morning. And yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.